Hi BookTube, it's Amy. So I've got two very small packages in the mail here. And this one, I think I know what it is. It's very, very tiny. This would be a single short story or novella in a book. It's tinier than I expected. So I'm hoping there's really a book in here. And then there is another one here, which is also quite small. You can see it doesn't even take up the whole of the cardboard. But this one, I know what it is as well because it says what it is on the customs declaration. So this is a copy of The Admirable Crichton by J.M. Barrie. Oh, and it looks like I've got a nice tear strip, so I don't have to use the knife here. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So this is just a nice little edition of The Admirable Crichton. And it was this spine itself that caught my attention online. So it looks like there are sort of flowers in the design. But this is published by Hodder and Stoughton, so J.M. Barrie's publisher. And it feels like it's leather bound. So this is from 1929. It's a 1929 printing here. And it's a surprisingly lightweight book. We've got some green marbled paper here. And from what I understand, all of J.M. Barrie's plays were released in these editions. And so purchasing this edition was sort of a test for me to see if I actually like it and if it's worth pursuing the entire collection of these plays. So as I've said several times when I've talked about Admirable Crichton in the past, it is a fun little play about a wealthy family and a butler and a maid who get shipwrecked on an island, and survival of the fittest and natural selection sort of takes on new meaning here. So there's that book. And we'll find out what's in the second one here. It's another tear package, which is nice. So this is from Book Depository, and I had actually emailed the seller earlier this week because the book was supposed to arrive by April 25th at the latest, and it hadn't come yet. Yeah, so this is Femme Fatale by Guy de Maupassant in this little Penguin Classics edition. And so this was very cheap. I think it was only like $1 or $2 plus a tiny amount of shipping. And so this is something that I bought way back the second week of March when I put in my initial order for some books. I was thinking I would just get some nice light extra reading material, and it certainly did take a long time for this book to cross the ocean. So I'll be interested to dig into this, but just by coincidence I pulled this from a little free library on Tuesday of this week. So now I've got two little books here to familiarize myself with. And this one, it's not in excellent condition. It's a printing from the 90s. It's pretty yellowed. And I'm not sure if Femme Fatale is in this or not. Let me just go through. No, just by coincidence, Femme Fatale is not included in here, which I guess is good. No duplication, but I do intend to read a little bit of Maupassant in the future. I've been watching lately, Matthew from Bear Book Club has posted several videos as he works his way through the short stories of Maupassant, which is what inspired me to purchase both this and to pick up this from the little free library. So this is really the find of the day, the addition to my J.M. Barrie collection. And it actually is quite a nice reading copy when I want to reread it in the future. This is definitely the copy I'm going to be going to, and I just noticed there is a ribbon here in purple. because I've got the nice illustrated edition with the Hugh Thompson illustrations, but that is quite bulky. And then I've got the play in the collected plays of J.M. Barrie, but once again, that is a larger volume. And when I read a play, I like to read it in a volume by itself, because it certainly is more lightweight and easier to carry around. This edition first printed May 1918. I'm just noticing we've got Act 1, but we've got this odd little triangle on the page there, not quite centered. I wonder if that's meant to be there, or if that that is a error of some sort. I'm just going to flip through and see if there is a similar little triangle on the next act. There's no triangle, but there is, there's a tiny little mark there. It almost looks like a D. And it's so small you can hardly tell what it is, what it's doing there. Now, I don't see anything else throughout. I'm assuming those little marks are intentional. I'll leave it here, and I'll see you tomorrow for my Friday reads.